Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have Lori Hudson on the line. Thank you for calling us from, I don't know what, a couple of a couple of states away,
Correct.
and taking some time. Our guest today is one of 10 people in the world to practice as an intuitive life consultant, shaman, and master firewalker instructor. Her name is Lori Hudson, and she is going to be sharing her unique mission of bringing awakening, evolution, and discovery and deepening the true divine self to Unity of Omaha on Saturday, August 13th. So welcome again, Lori.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. You've been invited by Unity of Omaha to lead your transformational workshop to Midwesterners. I understand that this is going to culminate in a firewalk. Can you share more about what this day-long experience is going to be about?
Sure, absolutely. It is about deepening the spirit, your connection to spirit. It's also about purifying your body and increasing your vitality, strengthening the power of the conscious mind and what it truly is capable of, and allowing your freedom from all your limiting beliefs. And the most amazing thing about this is that you don't have to walk on fire to have this happen during the day. So just come with an open mind, and then there's the opportunity at the end of the day to walk on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always voluntary.
Very, very cool. Or not cool, whatever, how that goes. What is the environment like? Is this an outside event? Because, firewalking, I'm assuming, is kind of going to be an outdoor activity. So is this indoor, outdoor?
It's both. We will start the day out indoor, and I will be teaching different techniques and different things so that you can use the rest of your life. It's not just about the firewalk.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we will all go outside, and we'll actually have a journey with the fire and our connection to spirit and what all of that means. And then there's an opportunity to actually practice what we've learned all day by walking on fire.
Mm-hmm. Who would you say this transformational workshop is for?
It is for anyone. People come for a variety of different reasons, but people come for motivation. They want more vitality, freedom from limiting beliefs, freedom from fears that are stopping them from fulfilling their deepest potential in life, and also for a deeper connection really to self and to God or spirit, whichever word you use.
Mm-hmm.
But that is why people come, is to experience that in themselves.
And, when I first heard about the event, it was called the Firewalk event. And as I learned more about it, there's so much more involved in this experience, which is a little over 10 hours. And so would you say that people are mostly coming, to kind of find out what firewalking is all about? Or is it this transformation that they want to have in their life, or maybe it's a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both. I think fire, we're naturally drawn to fire. Campfire, we cook with fire. Fire has that seductive power to draw us in. And so people would love to have a deeper experience with that part of it. But it really is so much deeper than that. Firewalking, the day really is not about the firewalk. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a beautiful opportunity to go to a workshop, learn how to take fears. How do you dismantle the fears? How do you trust your intuition? And then to get to actually practice it. So many workshops you go and you get a bunch of information, but you're not sure if you can apply it. And all throughout the day, we will be doing so many different experiences of trusting intuition and getting to practice it that by the time we get to the fire, most people are so excited about walking on the fire and to have that deeper experience to do what science says is impossible. And to get to really do that. And you get to do it with a group of witnesses who've watched you transform throughout the day. So it's just this beautiful experience.
Well,
it's so much more than what people think it is.
And it's kind of like the fireworks kind of like a graduation, if you will, kind of at the end of the day to put everything, like you said, into practice. And you mentioned intuition, which is a big thing for me. It took me probably about 40 or 45 years to really trust that intuition, or at least know I was trusting it. That to me in 10 hours, maybe to learn how to do that better and not take so long to get to the point of trusting, because that is so important in our daily life.
It is, and that's a really good way to put it as a graduation. I kind of look at it as a rite of passage. Mm-hmm. We don't have very many of those in this country that are healthy anyway, right?
Right.
16 and 21, and then that kind of ends. So this is a rite of passage of really stepping into the fullness of who you are. And the intuition part is a huge part of that, because every one of us have the internal guidance system to know when to step forward, when not to, when to step aside, and what direction to go. And inside of us, not outside of us. And we are not taught generally as a society of how to trust that or how to use it. And that is what I teach you throughout the day. It reminds me, you said it took 45 years for you to realize that. Me too. It took a long time. But the more I started finding these ways that are quicker, that's why I like to bring those to other people. You know, if a cave is dark for 3 million years and you go in with a candle, it's now light. And it was in an instant. And that's kind of what the firewalk is like. It is in that instant moment you learn to trust your intuition. It gives you that kind of an experience.
Excellent. Well, in case our listeners just joined us, we are talking with Lori Hudson, who is an intuitive life consultant, shaman, and master firewalker instructor. And she is going to be leading a transformational workshop, really offering some life skills that we can be using on a daily basis. And this event is going to be in Omaha on Saturday, August 13th. This is a 10-hour workshop that includes a meal, and there is a cost. Lori, if listeners want more information about this very amazing event, how can they get it?
They can go to www.unityofomaha.org, and they can buy tickets right there.
Excellent. And what do you hope? I know we've been talking about some of the things, the kind of people that would be going to this, what the day is going to involve. What is the one thing that you really want them to take away from this event?
Really, it's a greater sense of themselves and their connection to spirit. That's what I would like to realize, that it's all okay, even if it doesn't appear okay, that sometimes things that appear scary are not scary. And once we really step into them, and because we have spirit with us all the time guiding us, we're always okay, no matter what.
And you know, it is, when you talk about it's all okay, I mean, in my 45 say, you know, I've learned that almost all the time it's going to work out okay. It's going to be all right. But fear is so crippling. And, you know, it takes a lot of experience, and in my world, a lot of time to deal with overcoming that fear. And this sounds like an excellent place to do that.
It is. And I'm going to teach you the tools during the day. We're going to work on the tools that it takes to dismantle fear. Because fear always comes up. It's part of our natural process, fight or flight, right? You know, I want to feel that fear if a truck is about to hit me in the road so that I know to run out of the road. But I don't want to have that fear stop me in my tracks when I have a dream and a vision that I want for my life, but it just seems impossible. So I want to be able to take that fear and dismantle it so that my life is full of peace and I'm able to step forward. And that's what the firewalk's about. It's not about how far you walk. It's about taking the first step.
Exactly.
But you have to dismantle the fear first in order to do that. And I teach that during the day. That's why I take the time to do a 10-hour workshop with people, because I really want people to get that, to understand and to practice it and feel it and get to know what that feels like, so that they can have the confidence to then move forward in their lives in different areas whenever fear does come up.
Well, and if we could maybe focus on you a little bit, Lori, obviously being only one of 10 in the world on this big rock, being a shaman, a master firewalker, and an intuition consultant, very few of us have taken that course. What was your journey?
My journey is a lot like the people who show up at every one of my firewalks, whether my workshops or even my clients that sit in front of me. I've walked this path, you know, of a wounded healer. I've had the ups and downs in life just like everyone else. And I started looking for ways through the pain and ways to find healing. And I found some, I found others that did not work so well for me. And as I started to heal, I noticed that I really want to take this to other people, and I really want to help them. And I've naturally been a guide my whole life. And so once I began to transform my life and heal, I wanted to show them the path I found to help them. And I found these techniques and the experiences that I lead others through to be the ones for the most rapid transformation and provide healing on the deepest of levels, just like it was for me. Most of the time, when someone sits with me, I have already walked that path many times, whatever the wound is, or the pain, or the suffering. And so I know the way out. I always tell them, I know where you are. I'll come in and I'll get you and I'll help you through it. And I have found everything I bring to be the most rapid at that. There's no reason it has to take 45 years, right, to trust your intuition.
Right.
There's no reason. And the only reason is because we're all kind of fumbling through the woods. And so I've tried to create a path that makes it easy to get from point A to point B, or I should say easier. Healing is a journey. And so that is how I ended up where I am. I've walked many, many broken paths to get to where I am today.
Well, and I know when I've gone on or had a transformational experience, I know how I feel as that individual going through that. It must be like 5 or 10 or 20 times that as you make that change, affect that change in other people and see that transformation occurring.
It is, and I've had the near-death experiences, and I've had one of my best friends kill herself, and I've had a lot of the pain that I see, and I do know that pain is inevitable. We're all going to have things in our lives that knock us down, but suffering is optional. And so, how do we get out of the suffering? And how do we realize our true nature, which is not to suffer, but to have these experiences and to be blessed by them, and then to move forward, not get stuck in it. And that is what I bring to these workshops, is all of my life experiences and everything I've ever learned from any teacher healer, and including from my own self and from what Spirit tells me to do, is to help people. That's what we're here in life for, right? You make it out of something, and so you turn around and help the next person out. And that has become my life mission, is to just help people.
Absolutely. Well, I thank you for being here with us today. And again, I just want to mention the event one more time. It's a transformational experience, and I call it that because it's more than a workshop. It's more than a seminar. It's about half a day, and it is Saturday, August 13th. And for our listeners, if we could give that website one more time, and do you want to go ahead and give that, Lori?
Sure. It's www.unityofomaha.org. And they can go there to get more information, or they can even call Unity of Omaha. So they'll be happy to answer any questions that anyone has about any of it. And the biggest thing is to remember, you do not have to walk on fire. The whole day, 9 hours of it is transformation that does not involve walking on fire. And even if you just came and watched the fire walk part of it itself, your life will never be the same because you will have seen other people do it. So just have an open heart and an open mind to the experience, because it's a journey. We're going to go on a journey all day.
Well, it really sounds amazing, and I'm just even getting more inspired listening to you talk about it. So I want to thank you for bringing this to the Midwest, and thanks for spending some time with us today and sharing with our listeners.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to meeting everyone when I come to Omaha.
Excellent. All right. Take care in the meantime.
Okay, thank you so much. Blessings to all. Bye.
You too.